And we're back. You're tuned into Sport Federation TV, the show that brings you all the news from all the sports in all of the Western Cape. Before the break, we saw some amazing guests from other sports in the Western Cape. And right now in studio, we have Racing Pigeons with Fadiel Hendricks here to give us an update of all the festivities over the last year. Fadiel, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Len. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to being on Cape Town TV. It's a great privilege.
And you look great in your green and gold, which means that you're quite an accomplished sportsman. Hey.
Thank you. Yes, I think I've done over the last 45 years. I've accomplished quite a couple of milestones in my life.
Yes.
Hard work, but we get there.
Now, Racing Pigeons is obviously one of your passions. Do you serve as an administrator as well?
Racing Pigeons, Len, it's a passion which has been in my blood since a youngster. And yes, we've now come to a point where in our senior part of our life that we have the pleasure of administrating the sport.
Pleasure, wow.
And, I always say that the most, the least recognized of everything of sport is the administrators.
Yes,
and this
the unsung heroes.
The unsung heroes of the sport.
Yes.
And we are the guys who, I would say, keep the flag flying.
Yes.
You know, we have our teams out there, we have our sports persons out there who perform, but without administrators,
there won't be no sport.
There won't be sport.
Absolutely. Fadiel, Racing Pigeons is quite a popular sport in the Western Cape for both the young and the old, and a lot of people inherit that passion from their parents, or over generations. Tell us what the sport is for those who don't know.
Len, Racing Pigeons is something which is, it's a passion in you. It's like gardening, you understand me? But Racing Pigeons is a type of sport whereby the love for animal is what have to be first priority in your life. You got to love animals.
Yes.
You know, sometimes I look at people walking on the beach with their dogs and stuff and how passionate they are about it. This is the way that people are as passionate in the pigeon lofts about the pigeons,
yes.
you know. Sometimes you find
your babies,
hey. No. You know, I grew up as a youngster, and the first thing before I had my supper, I fed my pigeons. And up till today, I'm 38 years married, I'm still doing it. But I mean, that's the passion that you have for racing. That's the passion you have for pigeon. And pigeon racing is a sport which you have to be dedicated to. It's a sport which occupies you 365 days a year. Anything less, you won't be successful. The people that we're going to honor tonight on tally is those that have spent that 365 days a year nurturing, looking after the pigeons, concentrating on their health, etc. There's many factors to it. If you look at the athlete, for example, he just don't come out and become a super athlete. I mean, a lot of hard work goes into it.
Yes.
Exactly the same principle applies with Racing Pigeons.
So I have to ask you, who's the athlete in this partnership? Is it the pigeon or is it the human?
I would say the pigeon is the athlete, and you, the human, you are the trainer of that athlete.
You're the coach.
You're the coach. You got to see to it.
Wow.
You understand me? Because you know, a pigeon is something which there's many things that you need to do to keep the pigeon in peak condition.
Absolutely.
And this time of the year, in our summer months in the Cape, is when the pigeon's actually molting. So now you've got to put extra attention to them. It's the grooming time of the pigeon. You know, my wife always says I love my pigeons more than I would love her. But I mean,
well, when you speak about the pigeons, you look like you're in love.
But that is how it is. You have to be in love with them. You understand me? You have to. You know, you pick up in the morning when you wake up in the morning and you hear the cooing. You know that there's something wrong in your loft. It's just in you. You understand me?
Yeah.
But that's the passion that we have as pigeon fanciers in the world.
Okay.
You know?
Well, you know, you've got your green and gold. So
yes.
Obviously, there's a process, and people can achieve national colors. Do you also have an opportunity to represent the country? I presume at World Games and so on.
Yes, we have we compete basically at one race lofts throughout the world. Okay. Our main race, which is on the 1st and the 2nd of February, is the South African $1 million pigeon race. Last year was the first time a South African actually won it.
$1 million? The
$1 million pigeon race, yeah.
Wow.
Okay. And it will be at the Emerald Casino in Fadiel Park. This race is over a period of about 2 months, where pigeons will race at different distances over that period. And of course, the final race will be on the 2nd of February.
Okay. Well, you've had quite an exciting year, and with so many amazing pigeon coaches all over the country.
Right.
Please share, well, you've got some highlights from some of the top performers, and we're going to take a look at firstly your Category 1 top performers. Let's take a look at that.
Len, we got on the Category 1 is the racing pigeons from 100 to 500 pigeons category. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we have in the short distance, we have De Walt Notier from the VRPA, and then we have Dani Hatting from the VPU, and we got Andre Reinders from the UF, which is the OERF. The middle distance, we got Rassi Erasmus, and then we have second Hendricks Heister, and then we have third, we have Hanno Swanepoel, that's also from the OVRF. Long distance, we have Mr. A. Bester, and then we have Dupree and Deltis, and then we have Van Marlofts and CD van de Westhuizen EPPU. Those are long. The overall winner of that particular category is Marcel and Zelda MLs from the EPPU. Second is Hendrik Heiser, and third is Ace Walker of the UF. That is the category, the first category.
Okay. Now the first category, and you've spoken about different distances.
That's right.
So Category 1 is for those distances, and what is the next step for the people who've excelled here?
In the Category 1 is pigeons that's being raced from 100 to 500 pigeons in a category.
Right.
So they are the winners of the category of racing in from 100 pigeons to 500 pigeons in this category.
How many pigeons may, if I may call you that, a coach enter into a race?
You can enter up to 20 pigeons per race.
Wow.
That's what you can enter into a race. If you're flying as a partnership, you can go up to 40 pigeons per race. But 90% of people races with their 20 pigeons per race.
Wow.
You know? And in the first category, you'll see that it is the category of 100 to 500 pigeons, and the overall winner of that, of course, as mentioned. The second category is the category from 501 pigeons to 2,000 pigeons.
Wow, let's take a look.
The category, sample category 3 is from 501 to 2,000 pigeons per race. That's quite huge races.
Yeah.
Okay. And you'll notice that the people it's more of the senior people that perform in these races, because this is tough races. These are the marathons of the races, okay? And in here we have...
This is where experience
That's where the experience comes in.
Right.
Here we have the short distance, De Walt and Notier, De Walt Notier by WRRPA, and then we got Dani Hatting from the VPU, and we got Andre Reinders from the UF. The middle distance, Rassi Erasmus, the NFS, Hendrik Heiser, the PWDU, and Hansi Sawyer from the BPF, that's in Bloemfontein. And the long distance, we got again Mr. Bester from the PWDU and Mr. Dupree. Second is Dupree and Del from PWDU. And then we have the third place goes to Van Marloos and Van de Westhuizen in the EPPU. The overall winner there is also Marcel and Zelda from the EPPU. Second is Hendrik Heister, and third is the Painters from the WRRPA.
Fadiel, how does it's so fascinating to me. Whenever I interview your peers from your sport, how do you get a pigeon to cooperate with doing this? I mean, like you said, it's...
we're coming back to this is pure love. This is what we're looking at, pure love. You know, many people ask, you love your wife? I say, yes, you love your wife. But you've got to prove to them that you love them. And a pigeon proves to you that he loves you by coming home. They fly over distances from 700 kilometers on the day, and they get home.
Wow.
Happy to see you and wanting to eat out of your hand.
So the award then first place should be for gold goes to so-and-so for his pigeon who loves him the most.
And those are the people that we just mentioned.
And the fastest.
That's right. Those are the people that we just mentioned now. Yeah. Those are the people that have spent hours looking after the pigeon and nurturing the pigeon. And there's many. Many of these people have won only by decimal seconds. It's not like winning by a minute or something.
And you've got quite sophisticated equipment to time these things.
You know, Natalie, this is where the sport has gone. Electronically, the sport has now taken many leaps and bounds. Today, you find that most of and I would say as much as 90% of our fanciers race with electronic clocks. So they got electronic ring on the additional ring on the leg, where these pigeons in some circumstances can also be tracked where they are racing and where they're flying from. You know, so because many of these pigeons are expensive,
Yes.
you know, they don't come too cheap, okay, and well, the best cost more, eh?
Yes. So what's the let's say most popular breed of pigeon for the races?
Well, you find this different, you know, the pigeon sport have different names in breeds of pigeons. Well, you get the Hendricks, Fadiel, and you get all these names of people that have achieved this, and pigeons get those names, you understand? That's where the breeds come from, okay? In South Africa today, there's various different families of pigeons. Well, some of the older guys will say that the older breeds of pigeons are still performing as well as what the most recent breeds of pigeons are performing. But that is, it depends entirely on you as the fancier, and how you nurture them and how you coach them to be able to perform and outperform or outrace your opponent.
You know, it's just remarkable to me that every time you say the word pigeon, you light up. You literally light up.
I think that's it's something in you, because I've been for 48 years with pigeons.
Yes.
Most of my life, I've been more with pigeons in my life than I've been with my wife. But it's the passion that you have. You know, you have to have the drive, and this is something I always try to put into our junior members. You know. Loving pigeons is like sometimes you find kids sitting with this little computer and you take it away from them, they cry. They become passionate about that thing. And that's how you have to become passionate about your pigeon.
Yes.
You got to love that animal, you know.
And also caring and rearing, and also the consciousness, the environmental consciousness as well, that probably goes along with your sport. I'm sure it does wonders for the juniors.
No,
hey?
no, I can tell you something. Your previous interview was with Mark Beek, representing the disabled sport, and as from the pigeon side, I mean, we love to be involved with this, because it's amazing what a pigeon does to any person, especially a young person. You know, I mean, the other day I was walking with a family of mine's little kid, and he was crying. He was out of control. His mother and father and I took him to my pigeon loft, and he was quiet.
Yes.
You know?
But you know, they've done scientific studies on that, about the effects of different animals on a human's emotional state.
Exactly.
And birds is definitely in the top 4.
Mike Tyson's DVD on what pigeons done for him while he was in prison is amazing. It put tears in your eyes. What a pigeon has done to him.
So tell me, I know this is it's a sport strongly rooted in families, and it's a skill that's learned over generations. But for the newbie who doesn't have any family involved in the sport, and if they're interested in getting involved, and you make it sound so lovely and beautiful.
There's contacting our local clubs, which we've got many around the Cape, okay, throughout South Africa though. But going onto our website, www.sanpo.co.za, and then finding in whichever part of the country or where you are, and choosing a mentor there to take you from there.
Okay.
You know?
So you have a development facilities
yes,
for the juniors.
we try to assist where we can, you see.
Yes.
It's difficult sometimes. Sometimes we find that juniors or new people into the sport, new fanciers, lives a bit far out of, and they're not near to the central district areas where there's predominant, where the fanciers are many. It's a bit difficult in doing that, but we get there. You know, we find that
you make a plan.
We make a plan. You know, if we have to go out and nurture these people and teach them a little bit about pigeons, it's the passion that counts. You know.
Fadiel, before you leave us, what would you say is the #1 top joy the sport has brought you over the years?
You know, Len, to me, achieving first of all my national colours was an honour. Meeting up with thousands of people throughout the year. In my lifetime,
and
I've
people
probably
you'll know forever as well.
And I've got more friends in the pigeon world than what I have family.
Yeah.
And to me, to me, a friend is very important in one's life. And through sport, like our late Dr. Mandela said, words very, very, very important, that what sports does to community. It brings us together. It brings that camaraderie, that love, we share this. And in Pigeons, it's exactly the same. We come at our pigeon clubs on a Friday or Thursday evening, and there's that love, that bind that we have, you know, the camaraderie that we have, the discussions about pigeons, the discussions about the health, etc., etc. You know, there's always
and
something.
And the laughing and the laughing and the laughing.
That comes with it,
yes.
you know.
Fadiel, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for sharing your passion with so much of passion. I'm sure our viewers at home are maybe encouraged to come and try this new sport.
I will, yes. I mean, it's important that we're not too much on tally, but those up in the Gauteng region to monitor the $1 million pigeon race we'll be taking the next few days. It's fantastic.
Yes,
and then
$1 million, and there's not many sports in the country that can say they have $1 million prize fund. Hey, well, yeah. All the best. May your athletes do well at home and also abroad.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nat.
And may your pigeons continue to bring you so much joy.
Thank you, my
and
pleasure.
Love.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for tonight, folks. What a lovely show we've had. And thank you for tuning in once again. Remember, the show comes to you every Friday night on channel 263 DSTV, repeated Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Whoever you are, there's a sport out there that's just perfect for you. We hope you find that sport. And whatever sport you're playing till the next show, lekker speel.